Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 1 of Social Work Practice with Families. My name is Shaniqua Johnson Pierce, and I'm going to be your professor for this course. I'm really excited. This is actually my first time teaching a family course, but I've been with the Widener family since last semester, teaching the field practicum and really, implementing some of these things that you'll learn in this course in the field. So I'm so excited to begin this journey with you guys. And I want to start off by kind of breezing through the syllabus. I want you guys to take the time to kind of look through it with a fine-tooth comb this week and reach out to me via email with any questions you may have that kind of stand out to you. So in addition to the many things that you'll have to do this week, I would really advise you to look through and see if there's anything that stands out to you. So what we're going to focus on in this social work with families course is really expanding the systemic thinking by introducing multiple models for family work, including the psychodynamic theory, the Bowen, the narrative, the communication, the contextual psychodynamic, structural and solution focused, as well as newer models and frameworks for families such as multidimensional family therapy. So there are going to be tons of new tools that you will be able to use and implement in the field with working with families, since it's an essential component of our makeup and how we function in society and how we manage relationships beyond the family. So I'm really excited because I think this is a crucial course. So we're just going to breeze through the syllabus. So you are going to I'm just going to skim through here, and you are required to have, let's go back. Your required texts are the APA Publication Manual of American Psychological Association. So that'll be helpful in writing your papers. And then also Working with Families of the Poor, the second edition. And you would also be expected to have Family Therapy Concepts and Methods, the 10th edition by Nichols. So you want to make sure that you get those, because there are some assignments that are tied into the text, and they're really good reads. I've had the luxury of reading just as as you guys are reading, so I feel like there's some really great things that come out of these books. So I promise they're definitely worth the investment. Okay, great. And so successful completion of this course requires, of course, 1, your attendance, 2, meeting appropriate academic ethical standards, 3, satisfactory demonstration of the required readings and participation in class activities, and B, or better grade in the course. So you will have a lot of field discussions that are due each week that will count as your participation. We don't necessarily have to have live discussions on Big Blue Button, but if there are enough of you guys who would like to have a meeting, I am totally in support of that and would love to meet with you guys. You just shoot me an email and we can certainly get something together if you guys are interested. I know this is a 7-week course, so it's going to fly by quickly, so don't feel any pressure to have to attend a live discussion. And then in addition, if you have one-on-one blue button discussion with me, I'm open with that as well, and can certainly let you know what some of my office hours would be. Okay, great. So we're gonna just kind of skim down to some of the more important stuff. So great. So course assignments. So discussion forum participation is 30% of your grade. Each week you'll be asked to post in the discussion forum on questions around that week's topic. Often you'll be asked to reflect on that week's readings, videos, or other activities, in addition to responding to discussion forum prompts. So you will need to respond to other peers' posts in the forum. This is an opportunity for you to think critically about the course material and for you to interact with your classmates. So usually your discussion is due by Thursday, your initial post, and then any follow-up response to your peers are due by Sunday by 11:59. So I have seen this work beautifully in teaching the other course and field, and you guys are so valuable and so knowledgeable about how things can be done and implemented in the field. So this is a really great way for us to stay connected and feel supported in our learning process. So discussion forums are essential. The next thing that is a part of your grade as far as assignments go is family therapy theory grade. It's 15% of your final grade, and they're due weeks 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So completing this grid will allow you to more easily remember the central ideas and interventions of 6 major theories for the use in practice now and in the future. In addition to the completed grid will allow you to draw upon the theories more quickly in 2 major written assignments: the family of origin theory paper and the integrative case paper. So what you're going to do every time you submit it to me, you can essentially keep week 1 and then submit week 2 with it. So you don't necessarily have to take out week 1 when you're sending me week 2. So I hope that I made that kind of clear. So you're just going to keep adding on. So then by the time you hand in your assignment for week 6, everything will be filled out. Okay. So no worries about that. You can keep adding as you go along. Okay. Your reflection paper, it's 5% of your final grade, and it's due week 2. After reading the week 1 article by Russell Gill, Conan, and Woody, you'll write a reflection paper as it may reflect on the experience of the MSW students with students in other disciplines. So this assignment allows you to reflect on why these differences may exist or any implications of these differences in the field. And so we'll talk more about that in the beginning of next week. Alrighty. So your family of origin genogram and theory paper is 25% of your final grade, and it's due weeks 3 and 4. And you will describe a problematic issue in your family of origin, and it's a 2-part assignment. So you'll do a genogram and the theory application paper. So in week 3, you'll submit a draft of your family of origin genogram, and in week 4, you'll submit your family of origin paper with the final copy of your origin genogram. So sometimes it may take a while to kind of figure some things out, or you don't always have the essential information about your family. Maybe you need to call someone to get some information. So that's why they are due like that, to give you some time to gather information. So, alrighty. Let's see, I'm just, swimming through here. So I don't want to make the video too long since we didn't get to this week's assignments quite yet. And the next one is your integrative case paper. So you have 25% of your final grade. Also for this assignment, you will use a problematic episode from a present or past clinical case that you created a genogram on and discussed in week 5 discussion. So you would really talk about your assessment of the family and how that affects the client, and you would also gain a better understanding of how widening the lens to include the family will make your assessment more profound and more insightful. So this is something we'll go over as the weeks progress, since it's due in week 6. Alrighty, great. So we're going to go through really quickly the assignments that are due this week. Some of them are really short. So, feel free to, knock them out of the way within the next couple of days. But please be mindful that there are a couple of different assignments. So you will have your week 1 discussion, introduction. So that's your first assignment due. And it is due on, I want to make sure I got this right. Your initial post is due Thursday by 11:59. So you want to make sure that you take a video and post it on YouTube and share your link. Your introduction should be 2 to 3 minutes long. It should include your name, your first year field placement or most recent job title, what your experience has been in working with families in your job or in your field placement, and the basic structure of the family system or systems in which you were raised. One role you have played in your own family, how this role may impact your work with client families. So any burning questions about family work that you hope to have answered in the course. So, you know, it might not even take some of you guys 2 minutes, but if you're like me, it may take 3, right? So you want to make sure that you have that posted by 11:59, and you also want to make sure that your follow-up response is due between Friday and Sunday. So by Sunday at 11:59, you want to be able to follow up with at least one of your classmates who don't have a response yet, and, you know, include the following, which is, you know, what is one experience that you have in common with a classmate, either professional or family wise. Please share anything that you have appreciated about what your classmates shared in their introduction. So you want to make sure that this is one assignment, but it has 2 different components. So you want to make sure that you follow up as well to receive all of your points. Okay, so we're going to go back. And so in addition to your introduction, you also have a family systems thinking and family life cycle assignment. So you're going to do an initial post, which is due on Thursday at 11:59, and the follow-up is by Sunday. So you want to make sure that you're, you know, getting everything in by Thursday at 11:59 and following up on Sunday by 11:59. So the foundations of family practice include systems thinking and knowledge about stages in a family's life cycle. So for your initial post in this discussion forum, you're going to choose one of the concepts of family systems thinking listed on the Family Systems Theory resource and provide an example of how that concept has manifested itself into your own family. So next, choose one of the 6 stages described by Carter in Chapter 1 of the Expanded Family Life Cycle and do the following. So you're going to describe a type of problem that a family may encounter completing the task of the stage and how a worker might help that family. And lastly, you're going to provide one example of a life cycle challenge faced by either a gay or lesbian family or a remarried family, as described in either the Goldberg or Carter Goldrock chapter. So there are a lot of different components in this initial prompt, and then you want to make sure that you respond to at least 2 classmates who do not have a response as yet, and you want to make sure that what you have learned from your classmates post and what you can add to their learning. So this response prompt is due on Sunday by 11:59. So that is the second assignment that is due. So we're going to go back. I know it's a lot, guys. Hang with me. The other one that is due is going to be your Satir video analysis. So you're going to, after viewing the video of Satir video, answer all the following questions for your initial post, which is again due Thursday by 11:59. And you're going to talk about how you would describe the communication style of various family members. How exactly did Satir use herself as a model of healthy communication? And what are 2 examples you saw of how she attempted to help members to be healthier communications with each other? So you want to watch that and respond to this prompt with a maximum of 500 words. So you want to make sure that you're concise, a minimum of 200 and a maximum of 5. And there are rubrics for this as well that you can look through. So that's your third assignment that is due this week by Thursday. And the next thing that is done, that is actually due, is your family theory grid. So you're going to actually, let's see if we can pull this up. For some reason I can't pull it up. That's okay. So this is what we were talking about in regards to week 1 to week 6, where you're going to have a grid where each week it will be due I think about 4 out of the 6 to 7 weeks, where you will read through a theory and make sure that you are answering the questions that come along with it. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are in the template and you respond to those questions and prompts. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And then the last thing that is due, but is certainly not graded but encouraged, is your self-care activity. I think it's going to be big. Each week there will be a short video provided that will allow you to take care of yourselves following your hard work in this course. A few minutes of a calming activity is better than none for reducing your body's stress responses. These self-care activities may prove to be especially helpful when you're working on the Family of Origin assignment. So, in the field, I'm really big on promoting self-care, and I actually did a deep breathing exercise before I created this video, just so I could try to focus on the many things that are due for you guys this week. And so I just want to be able to support